guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a Q&A and it is going to be all about YouTube. So I actually put a question sticker up on Instagram and I asked you guys to ask me anything you wanted to know about YouTube. So I have a ton of questions here. Now, I have already filmed this video. I actually filmed this video last night. It was about 30 minutes long. I went to edit it and my microphone was not plugged into my camera. So the microphone check, that's a real thing, you guys. So I am refilming this for you guys, but it's okay because one of these questions is about my husband, and before I just answered the question based on what I thought he would say, but this time around I actually got to ask him the question so I can tell you what he would really say and how he would really respond. So if that sounds like something you guys would be interested in, make sure to stick around and let's get right into these YouTube questions. Okay, so I took a screenshot of these questions on my phone. At the time that I put the question sticker out there, the question sticker wasn't actually working, so you guys ended up having to message me your questions, so I just took a screenshot. So unfortunately I don't have who specifically asked these questions, so I just want to thank you guys ahead of time. Whoever submitted questions, thank you for your question. I appreciate it. Okay, so the first question: did you ever buy something just to do a haul and then later have to return it because you're done with a video? Okay guys, so I'm going to be completely transparent and completely honest with you with all of these questions. I value your opinion so much, and if it wasn't for you guys watching my channel, I couldn't continue to do what I love. So I would never want to steer you in the wrong direction. I personally feel going out and buying a bag just to film a video on it and then later return it is almost like deceiving my viewers, because I feel like you guys watch my channel because you want to see, oh, if she's getting a new bag, what bag is she getting? Why does she like it? And if I did it strictly to unbox it and then turn around and return it, I think that that would be a little deceitful to you guys. That's just my opinion. Now, have I returned things I've purchased? Yes. I mean, I am a bad little girl. I have purchased quite a few things, and let's be honest, everything's not going to work out. And one thing I always tell you guys, these items are really, really pricey and really expensive. So if you're not 100% happy with something that you have picked out, then I say return it. And let's be honest, we're all human. I have had so many times where I've done an impulse buy and something didn't work out for me and I didn't like it, so I might have returned it. But I'm always upfront with you guys if I end up returning it. I'll either do a video of like items I've returned, or I give you guys updates on Instagram stories, or I give you guys updates on videos. Perfect example was that YSL college bag in black. I got that. I was so excited. I had to return it because the bag looked like it had been used. But I'm always open and honest with you guys, and I would never want you to think that I am deceiving you in any way. So no, I would never purchase something just to do a video on it and then turn around and return it. If I did do an unboxing and I ended up returning an item, I would tell you why and I would definitely update you guys. So that was a good question though. Okay, the next question: how long did it take you before you started making a decent amount of money on YouTube? Or let's just say more than $1,000 a month. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, and I actually did not know when I started my channel, is you can make money on YouTube. There are 3 different ways that you can make money. You can make it through Google AdSense, which are the ads that play on the YouTube videos. You can make it through affiliate links. So if you guys said, hey, I like your shirt, and I sent you the link, I could make a small commission. And then the third way are sponsorships. Those are the 3 ways that I make money on YouTube. I had no idea you could even make money on YouTube when I first started, but I would say, I mean, I don't feel like I make like a lot of money on YouTube, but I've been on YouTube a few years now, and the first couple years I didn't make anything. So it wasn't until I was on here a few years before I really started to see money coming in. And again, even at this point, like, I don't make a ton of money on YouTube by any means, but it definitely takes a lot of hard work and consistency, and then eventually it will pay off. So I would say for me, it was a couple of years, but just know if you guys are on YouTube, in order to monetize your videos, you have to have either 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 hours of watch time before you're able to monetize. And once you hit that, you can monetize your channel where they would put ads. And then I don't even really know how the algorithm works. Like, my my payout from Google AdSense is different every month, but it definitely takes some time, that's for sure. How can you earn money from your YouTube channel? I think I touched on this briefly before. 3 ways, but there are a lot of other ways you can do it too, but I only make money for 3 ways. Affiliate links, so if you purchase something through a link, I get a small commission, which I thank you guys so much for. It's not a lot, it's just a little bit, but every little bit counts. Google AdSense, those are the ads that play on my videos, either before my videos, after my videos, or sometimes during my videos. And then also sponsorships. So if you guys see me do a video, I will always disclose down in the description, or I will let you guys know it is a sponsor video, and that's where a company reaches out to talk about a product and they pay you to talk about that product. But I will be honest, I turned down 90% of the sponsorships because I don't know about you guys, but I hate watching videos where there are sponsorships in like every video. So I try to be really choosy. So in a lot of my videos, you'll see a lot of the sponsorships are the same brands that you've heard before, like Ana Luisa, I have a long-term partnership with them. Rose Forever, I've done sponsorships with them. See, I did one recently with Idyl Jewelry, which I love their diamonds. I'm very excited. So I don't really do a ton of sponsorships, but if I do, a lot of times they're repeat companies that you've heard before. This is a really good question. Did you have anyone to mentor you in the beginning? Like, I wouldn't even know where to begin. So I'll be honest, I had no idea what I was doing. I just remember watching YouTube videos, and I was really into makeup videos. I would watch Jaclyn Hill. I loved Alex Garza. I liked Shea Whitney, and I didn't know what I was doing at all. I just decided one day I was going to film with my iPhone and put up a video, and it was a horrible, horrible video. So I had no clue what I was doing. So I have had to do tons of research. So my recommendation to you is, you know, if you want to learn about something, that's what the internet is for. Definitely Google it or YouTube it. Everything is out there. So how to use a camera, how to film a video, how to edit a video. I had to look up everything. And even to this day, I've been on YouTube a few years now, I still don't know what I'm doing. There are like camera equipment, for example. I'm horrible with technology. Even editing, I try to take the most simplistic approach as possible. I try to really keep it as simple as possible. But yeah, I didn't have a mentor. I didn't know any YouTubers or anything like that. So I have tried to do all this research on my own, and I don't have any like friends or anyone that are like into YouTube or that. So yeah, everything I've learned, I've had to kind of teach myself, and I'm still learning every day. That's the thing. There is so much to learn in this little community, and it's constantly changing. So it definitely keeps you on your toes. That's for sure. Okay, next one. I'd love to get into YouTube, but I don't know where to start. Should I buy a camera first or use my phone? Okay, so my advice to you is to just use your phone, and let me tell you why. Because for a few reasons. Number one, the main thing that matters when it comes to YouTube are 2 things in my opinion. Number one, the content. So if you have really, really good quality content, it's not going to matter if, you know, the camera might be not like 100% pristine. People are going to come back because that content is good. So that's the first thing. Number 2 is a thumbnail. Thumbnails are so important. I'm still learning thumbnails. My thumbnails are not the best, but thumbnails are really like eye-catching and they grab you. So I would say the 2 most important things with YouTube, you know, are the content and obviously the thumbnails. But I think to start, you should just use the camera on your phone, and let me tell you why. YouTube is a lot of work. Anyone that tells you otherwise is lying. It takes so much for setup and filming and editing. Perfect example, I filmed yesterday, so I filmed and then I exported and I edited, and I realized that my microphone was not plugged in. Like, there's so much like time. So the reason I think you should start with your phone is you want to make sure that you like it and you enjoy it. I truly enjoy it, so it doesn't really feel like work to me. But let's say you go out there and you buy all this equipment, you buy the camera, you buy all the lighting, and then you absolutely hate it. You're like, this isn't for me. So I say start with your iPhone. I have the iPhone XR. And even though I'm not filming on that right now, I use my iPhone XR if I'm filming like vlog videos, and it does the trick. So my advice to you, you don't need fancy equipment. Start it with your phone. The best way to do it is just to film in front of a window. Natural lighting is definitely the best lighting. So good luck to you. I definitely think you should start. It's not too nosy, but I'm curious about how much you earn through YouTube. I have no idea. I love your content. You know what? Let's save this question till the end because it's a juicy one, and I know people want to know that. So I'll come back to that one. Okay, here's a good one. How do you stay so organized? Like, do you have folders in your phone shorted with different images that you reference when something goes on sale, and you include an affiliate link. You're so great at producing a lot of content while working and being a mom, so I imagine you have lots of simple organizational hacks that are second nature to you but would benefit others. Thanks so much. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yes, you definitely have to be organized, that's for sure. I'm still trying to find new ways to organize like all of my content, but let me tell you how I do it right now. So let's start with YouTube, for example. So for YouTube, I have a few notebooks. I have one agenda. You can just buy a cheap little agenda from Target. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be fancy. And that's where every month I keep track of the videos that I film, and I make a list of like, you know, content ideas. So I have that. Then I have a separate notebook, and this is just a blank notebook, and that's what I use for like to plan my content. Like, let's say I'm going to do a comparison video on 2 handbags. That's where I might like write out all of my notes that I can have in front of me. So I have those 2 things. And then I also keep like an Excel spreadsheet on my computer, and that's where I keep track of any income that I make, any revenue from like sponsorships, the points of contact for the sponsorships. You know, I keep how much I make. So I do have a running spreadsheet of how much I've made so far up to this point. That's mainly for like tax purposes, because let me tell you, Uncle Sam, he will hammer you when it comes to taxes, especially for like small businesses like this. But you definitely have to be organized, especially if one day you want it to become a business. So that is for like YouTube specifically. And I can do a dedicated video on this if it's something you want to see, just like kind of how I do it. Now let's talk about like other things. So I do also have folders on my phone. So I might have like a handbags folder and a makeup folder, so that if I ever want to share something, let's say I want to share something with one of my handbags, I can just go to that folder, and that's where I might have pictures of me wearing that handbag. As far as like makeup, I have another folder for, let's say there's like a foundation I really like and I have a picture of it, I'll keep it there so I can easily reference it. So that's what I try to do. So yes, I do set up folders on my phone to try to keep things as organized as possible. But I'm still learning. I'm still looking for new ways to be organized, because sometimes it can be a lot, that's for sure. Do you get any benefits, money from YouTube? I mean, is it worth it? So one of the beautiful things about YouTube is, yes, you do get compensated for it. So for a lot of people who do it full-time, this is their full-time job, so they get to like live out their dreams and do what they love and make money for it. However, there is a lot of work that goes into it, from the filming to the editing to, you know, the planning. It just, you know, all the content, it takes so long, it really does. So you really have to love it. But if you are someone that enjoys it, it is nice to have a nice little payout. Now, for those of you that aren't aware, and I think most of you are, I do have a full-time job, and that's the job that I use, you know, kind of for my bills and my savings, make sure like my family is taken care of. And then YouTube is kind of more of my play money. I don't really treat it as much like a business as I should. I kind of more so, I'm going to be honest, use it for like my play money, like, oh, there's a new handbag I want, you know, but I truly do it because I love it. And I know a lot of people say this, but I mean it. Even if I wasn't making money, I think I would still film videos because I love this community. It's so much fun to meet other people and chat about, you know, luxury handbags or beauty items. It's just such a great community. So yes, if you love it, there can definitely be some compensation for sure. Okay, another question. Are you getting the LV Loop Hobo GM bag? So I have seen that bag and it is super cute. It looks like it fits a lot, but I am definitely more of like a crossbody girl, and I think that one is more of a shoulder bag. You might be able to wear it as a crossbody, but I don't think I'm going to get it. It's a cute bag, but it's just not something that has stood out to me. Plus, I've been a little bit of a bad girl lately when it has come to purchases, so I'm kind of trying to pump the brakes a little bit and make sure that if I add anything into my collection, it's something I really want. I don't want to get anything that's like too similar to what I already have, so I'm holding off on that. So as of now, I'm gonna say no to the loop bag. Okay, how much time per week does your YouTube career take? Is it lucrative? Hard to be so transparent, vulnerable at times? How hard is editing? Okay, so there are a couple questions here. So first, how much time does it take per week? How much time per week does your YouTube career take? So I'm going to be honest, it takes as much time as you're willing to put into it. Like I mentioned before, planning your content, filming the video, editing. Like this one, for example, I'm going to sit down to film it, and then afterwards I have to export it, and then I have to edit it. Now, editing does take the most time, I will be honest. So it's as much time as you are willing to put into it. So you can put as little or as much time. So sorry if that's kind of like not the best answer you want to hear, but it's true. Like anyone's own business or their own brand, you know, it's as much as you want to put into it. But if you are serious about it and you want to consistently post, it definitely does take some time for sure. It definitely does. How hard is editing? So editing can be easy, yet it can also be hard. For me, I choose to keep it as simple as possible. So what I do, I film on my camera, I export it to my phone, and then I like to edit on my phone on the free app, which is iMovie. Now that is really simple. So I'm sure you can tell by my videos, I don't have, you know, fantastic editing. I don't have all these like cool little techniques, but if you want that, you could buy Final Cut Pro, and that's going to give you all the fancy editing. However, that's also going to take a little longer, and I choose to just keep it simple, which is why I edit on my phone. So just like anything else, like it can be as hard as you want it to be. For me, I'm not ready to jump into Final Cut Pro, even though there are so many cool things you can do with it. It just seems like it would be so much harder than what I'm doing now. So it definitely depends on, you know, how much time and effort you're willing to put into it. Is it hard to be vulnerable at times? Yeah, I mean, I am fully aware that, you know, filming YouTube videos, talking about handbags, like I'm kind of putting myself out there. And I know there are a lot of people that judge and might not necessarily agree with me spending money on handbags and that kind of thing. So you just have to understand that if you do film videos, no matter what you talk about, you are putting yourself out there. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me because I have so much fun doing it that, and I have learned too that no matter how nice you are, no matter what you talk about, there's always going to be someone to judge. Trust me, there's always going to be someone that judges you out there. I get tons of negative comments and stuff all day, but I love doing this, so I am not going to stop doing it. So you just have to understand that you are putting yourself out there and you have to be kind of okay with that. Okay, so does your husband ever say anything whenever you buy a new purse? So I asked him this morning, I asked him 2 questions. I said, I'm filming a YouTube video, it's a Q&A, and you know, they want to know this question. So the first thing he answered was, you know, how does he feel about me having a YouTube channel? And it was so sweet what he said. And I asked if I could film him saying it, and he said no, because he is a little bit of a private person, so he doesn't like to be on camera. But he said, you know, let them know I'm really, really proud of you. You know, this is something you really worked hard for, and I've kind of created my own little business. So that kind of almost brought a tear to my eye because he said he was proud. Now, as far as the handbag purchases, he was honest with me. He was like, of course, you know, this is your own money that you're spending. He's like, so it's, you know, your prerogative. But then when I do think about what that money could buy, he's like, that makes me a little nervous, but ultimately he's like, it's your money. And he knows that I do have my job where I save, I have my 401k, our bills are paid. So again, I use my YouTube channel and this little business to kind of support my handbag habit, I guess you could say. So he knows that it's not like I'm going off and I'm like spending our like hard-earned savings or anything like that. So does he like that I spend a lot of money on handbags? No, probably not particularly, but he knows that it makes me happy and this is what I'm into. And as I stated to you guys before, everyone kind of has their own interest. So I think he supports me as long as I'm not going and like blowing our savings or anything like that. Okay. What equipment do you suggest for a beginner? So I talked about this a little bit before. I would recommend just starting with your iPhone, mainly to see if you even like it. Upload a few videos with your iPhone and see how you like it. And then if you see that this community is really for you, then you can upgrade later. I mean, I'll be honest, I am filming on my camera right now. It's a Canon EOS Rebel T6i. I've had this camera for years. I definitely would love to upgrade, but cameras can be so expensive. And I know I say that, it's like, just don't buy a handbag, right? So I probably will maybe invest in that next, just since I love YouTube and I know I'm going to continue to do this for a while, as long as you guys will watch my videos. But I say if you're just starting out, all you really need is your iPhone. Put your iPhone in front of a window and that's all you really need. So here are a couple different questions. How do you keep going when you don't see the growth in your channel that you're hoping for? That's question number 1. And then how do you push through negative comments, and how do you come up with content ideas? Okay, so let's start with number one. How do you keep going when you don't see the growth in your channel that you're hoping for? Well, so you can't do YouTube just because you're hoping for growth. You have to do it because you love it, and then the growth will come. Like I think as of today, it's like a little over 35,000 subscribers. I've been on YouTube for years. There are a lot of other people around me who might have only been on YouTube for a year, and they have like way more than me. So you can't, like, you have to try really hard not to compare yourself to others. You just have to kind of stay in your lane, stay your path. And if you love it, you know, the growth will come. You can't let yourself get discouraged. Definitely don't compare yourself to other people either, because keep in mind, everyone has a different journey. Everyone has, you know, a different lifestyle. So whatever you do, you just can't compare yourself to others. If you love it, just keep going and the growth will come. Trust me. Okay, number two, how do you push through the negative comments? Oh, let me tell you, those can be doozies sometimes. One thing with YouTube comes negative comments, and you can look at it at a couple of ways. Number one, look at it as engagement. You know, there are people that are engaging with your channel, which is good, even if it's a positive or a negative comment. I will be honest, the first time I got my first negative comment, I was like, oh my God, you know, that's so mean. But I have learned that most of the time, the people that leave you the negative comments have something going on inside of them. I'm sure you guys have heard people say that before, but it's very true. Like, I wouldn't just go and leave a negative comment on someone's video just to do it. So there are a lot of people out there that just, they want to be miserable. They want to leave negative comments. So now I'm at the point I'm like, it kind of rolls off my shoulders. Like, it doesn't even bother me anymore. The first couple comments did. I am human and it did get to me. But now I have realized, especially since I'm getting older, I'm 41 now, and I have realized that no matter how nice you are, no matter what you look like, no matter how successful you are, there's always going to be a hater, or there's always going to be someone that wants to tear you down or say negative things to you. There's this one person, and I'm not going to say their name, but I swear they try to leave a negative comment on all of my videos. So it doesn't matter what the video topic is, they will find some way to spin a negative. And I reached out to some of my other fellow YouTubers, and this particular person will leave negative comments on them too. So that just goes to show you that there are some people out there that just like to spread negativity, but I am not about that. I am all about being positive, so I like to focus on the positive community. Okay, how do you come up with content ideas? So content ideas, it obviously like depends on your niche, but obviously I talk about like luxury handbags. So I always try to think about things that I would love to watch. Like I love watching, like if I'm researching a bag, I want to know like all about it. So a dedicated video on a bag, or like a comparison between another bag, or what are your favorites? These are my favorites, you know, like, and you can kind of do those same things like every month, but it is hard sometimes to come up with content ideas. Like I go through a lot of ruts when it comes to stuff like that, but that's why I've kind of tried to, my channel, I don't just talk about handbags. I also talk about fashion. I talk about like beauty products. I do a lot of vlogs too. So I kind of tried to branch out a little bit. So that way there's like more of a wide variety, but sometimes it can be hard to come up with content ideas. You can kind of go out and see what's trending and see how you can, fit that into your own channel. One thing I try really hard not to do though is I try not to like see what my fellow YouTubers are doing, and I try to just kind of stay in my lane and focus on what I think my viewers would like to watch, because I want to try to keep my channel as like authentic as possible. Now, of course, you know, with YouTubers with similar niches, you know, you guys are going to have a lot of the same types of videos, but I try really hard. Like if I know I'm going to film a video, I'll give you an example. The Charlotte Tilbury Advent Calendar video I just got, like I did not watch a single other video on that particular calendar before I unboxed it, because I wanted my unboxing to be genuine to me and my comments to be genuine. So like if I know I'm going to do a video, I try not to watch another video for that similar topic, just so that my opinion can be unique, I guess, if that makes sense. But anyway, to make a long story short, it can be tough to come up with content ideas, but just kind of try to think about what you like to watch and try to incorporate that into your channel. I hope that helps. Okay, what do you use to film? Lighting, editing app. Okay, So currently to film, I use a Canon Rebel T6i with a Rode mic. It was like a whole little kit that came together. Now this is not like the best camera, but it does the job. I would love to upgrade to another camera. So I use this camera if I'm like filming at home. If I do a vlog, I just use my camera, the camera on my phone, because it's just easier to like take shopping and stuff, so that way you don't have like a camera out in the mall. For lighting, right now I am in my closet, so I'm sitting in front of a window, but the majority of the time I have a softbox. I used to have two, but one of them fell over and shattered and broke, and I haven't gotten another one. So I have one softbox, and I also have a ring light. I will use that in my filming space if it's like dark, because I don't really get the best lighting in there, but in here, in my closet, I get pretty good lighting because of the window. So either natural lighting, or I'll use like a softbox and ring light, and I can link those down below. I just got those from Amazon. And then as for editing, I use iMovie, the free app on my phone. So what I do is I film on my camera and I transfer it to my phone and I edit on here. It's not the best editor. You know, you can't do everything on the free iMovie app, but it's basic and you can do the basics. So I like editing on my phone, because then if I have to take my daughter to lacrosse practice, I can edit there. Or if I'm going to the gym, I can edit while I'm on the treadmill or something like that. And I'm just like that, where I like to kind of like be able to edit when I can. I don't want to have to know that, oh, I only have to edit when I'm at home on the computer. I like to kind of have this free whenever I have like a free moment. So that's kind of how I do it. Now maybe I will upgrade eventually to like Final Cut Pro and upgrade my camera, but I haven't done that yet. Actually, I lied. I did get a new camera a while ago, but I ended up returning that because I could not figure out the lens. I'm not technically savvy and it was blurry. There are a lot of old videos, I would say maybe like a year or two ago, and like it was like the quality I thought was worse, so I just went back to this one. So anyway, that's what I use. Okay, and here's the question everybody wants to know. I hope it's not too nosy, but I'm curious about how much you earn through YouTube. I have no idea. I love your content. Okay, so it is so I do not make a ton of money on YouTube. I'm not at the point where if I wanted to quit my job, I could. I don't make as much money through YouTube as I do at my full-time job. So this is kind of just a side gig for me, where I, you know, kind of use it to support my handbag purchases, I guess you could say. But it's tough to kind of pinpoint like how much you can make on YouTube, because as I stated, there are 3 different ways that I make it. It's through like affiliate links, then you have sponsorships, and then you have, you know, the Google AdSense. So every month it varies, and a lot of that depends on your number of views. So subscriber count doesn't really matter. The view count is what matters. So I might have one month where I have a ton of views on my videos and my Google AdSense is higher, but then I have another month where my views aren't that big, so my Google AdSense is lower. And then same with affiliate links. I might have a month where, you know, I recommend it a lot and people purchase it, and then I have a month where not so much. So it's kind of all over the place. Now I do have a set rate for sponsorships. You know, that's kind of in my control, but again, I try not to do a ton of sponsorships. So for every person it's different. I'm sorry, I'm not going to say the exact number, because I feel kind of awkward talking about like, you know, money and like specifically like how much I'm making, because again, it's not like a set amount, it can vary. But I can tell you, I make enough each month where if I wanted to buy a luxury handbag or 2 each month, I could do that. Now I need to get better with myself and treat this more as a business, and that's one thing I kind of kick myself for, because I'm like, Amber, if you didn't buy all those handbags, think about how much money you would have saved up. But I kind of look at it as, well, it's okay, I like that handbag and that's what I'm into. But that is something I definitely want to try to do in the future, though, is kind of treat this more as like a business and not just like use all my profits towards handbags, if that makes sense. So I know I didn't like specifically answer your question, but hopefully I kind of gave you like an idea of how much I make. But keep in mind, there are some YouTubers that this is their full-time job. They're making so much money. It's unbelievable. I am not at that point. Like I said, this is just a little side gig. But keep in mind, if this is something that you're interested in, there is a lot of money that can be made. I think you would be surprised how much money some YouTubers are making, but the good thing about it is I think the key is to have multiple streams of income. So for example, if you were to just look at my Google AdSense, it's not really as much as you would think, but if you combine that with the sponsorships and the affiliate links, it all kind of adds up. So I do keep a spreadsheet where I kind of keep track, and every month it'll show, you know, how much I get for each, and it does really start to add up. So my advice to you is, if you're someone that has been thinking about starting a YouTube channel, just do it. Get your phone out, stick to your niche, have something that you're passionate about. So I'll give an example. Like, I started out talking about makeup, and I still will do makeup tutorials here. I'll also do like beauty unboxings, but I realized that I kind of took a shift into handbags because I'm like, that's what I really, really love. And I don't have a lot of friends that are really like into handbags, but I have found that with this little luxury community, there are other people out there who are really into it like I am too. So it's a fun little community to just talk. Plus, one of the main reasons I shifted to handbags is I realized that when I was looking to buy my first Louis Vuitton bag, I, watched a YouTube video and I was like, gosh, this YouTube video was really helpful. I know these bags can be expensive, and this really helped me make my mind up on the bag. So I wanted to help people too. So that's kind of how I transitioned into luxury handbags, but it definitely is a lot of work, but I love it, and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon because I have so much fun with it. This is such a good stress reliever for me from my like daily job and from, everything else. This is like my own little thing, and it is a little weird sometimes just having a conversation with a camera. And when I first started, I was a little awkward, and I'm probably still a little awkward talking to the camera, but I just love it, and it's so much fun. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for your questions. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below, or feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, send me a message, ask me your questions. But I would love to know, for all the other YouTubers out there who watch this, what are your thoughts on some of the things I've mentioned? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I would love to know any tips you have, but those are my experiences so far, and it's been such a great experience. It's definitely a lot of work, but I love it, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. So thank you guys again for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video.